President Donald Trump's return to the United Kingdom was more than a diplomatic event. It was a provocation, a catalyst, a mirror reflecting not just the divide over Trump himself, but the deeper cracks in Britain's political identity. Over 3 YouTube shorts we posted, your comments poured in, tens of thousands of them. And the message was loud and clear. British politics is entering a new volatile chapter. And Trump, whether loved or loathed, has become a symbol of that shift. This is the Reset 360. If you're trying to make sense of the future of British politics and what America's new leadership still means for the UK, then you're in the right place. Let's break this down. Trump's arrival for an unprecedented second UK state visit as a sitting US president came with all the expected media choreography, protests, royal pageantry, and polarized headlines. But underneath the surface, something far more revealing unfolded in the comment sections on social media and in private conversations. Some viewers called him a real hero. Others said, "We need Trump in the UK. He speaks what our politicians are too scared to say." One even hoped he would give the king courage to dissolve parliament. Let's be clear, these aren't statements about American politics. They're not even really about Trump. They're about what he represents in the UK's political imagination, defiance, a break from the political elite, a man willing to disrupt the system and say the uncomfortable things mainstream politicians won't. Of course, the backlash was just as strong. "He's destroyed his country," one viewer warned. "Why would we listen to him here?" Others described him as a disgrace, a liar, and even Pinocchio at his best. His critics see him not as a disruptor but as a danger, especially after his remarks suggesting Britain use military force to deal with illegal immigration. So what does all this tell us? That Britain is deeply polarized, but more importantly, it tells us the conversation is no longer about policies or parties or even people. It's about a void, a vacuum of trust, clarity, and conviction. And in that vacuum, someone like Trump becomes more than just a president. He becomes a metaphor. Trump's presence in the UK isn't shaping policy, but it's revealing public feeling. To some, he's a political wrecking ball, and that's exactly what they want. Not for America, for Britain. Because in the eyes of many ordinary Britons, the political establishment, Labour, Conservatives, the lot, has become distant, sanitized, managerial, focused on image management, not public impact. Safe speeches, staged sound bites, and broken promises. Trump, despite all his controversies, represents something different. Not because he's right, but because he's unafraid. He's not careful. He doesn't apologize. He's not trying to win everyone over. And for those who feel ignored or betrayed, that kind of raw conviction, even if it's messy, feels more honest than the polished robotic scripts from Westminster. It's a protest, not in the streets, but in the public soul. Nowhere did Trump's impact echo louder than in his comments about immigration. He said the UK should consider using military force to stop illegal immigration, adding that it's destroying countries from within. That rhetoric appeals to fear. It paints immigration as an invasion. But here's the reality many politicians won't say out loud. If all migrants left the UK tomorrow, who would run your hospitals, clean your care homes, drive your buses, build your roads, stock your shelves? Immigrants are not a threat to the UK economy. They're the backbone of it. Yet time and again, immigration is used as a political weapon. Now, let's get something absolutely clear. They keep shouting about illegal immigrants. But here's the truth you're not being told. If someone flees war or persecution and arrives without a visa but applies for asylum, that's legal under international law. It's not illegal immigration, it's survival. But politicians keep mixing the two on purpose, not to inform you, but to inflame you, to make you angry, and every election cycle, they do it again. Now listen closely. Anyone living in the UK illegally without applying for asylum gets no access to public funds, no benefits, no council housing, nothing. But if they claim asylum, they have a right to protection. That's the law. So ask yourself, are we really angry at migrants, or are we being used by politicians playing mind games? When they reduce asylum seekers to illegals, they erase context, they erase humanity, they erase the law, and that's not leadership, that's manipulation. Take one viral segment from a UK news platform where a government spokesperson vows to send every illegal immigrant to offshore centers. It sounds tough, it sounds clear, but it's not. Because again, asylum seekers are not illegal under international law, even if they arrive without documents. If you're escaping war, persecution, or torture, you don't book a visa. You run. Many politicians understand this distinction, but they blur it, either out of ignorance or strategy. Either way, the public loses. And when we lump everyone together, refugees, undocumented workers, overstayers, we lose our sense of justice. We stop asking the deeper questions. Who benefits from this confusion? Who gains politically from this fear? And what does it cost us as a society when compassion gets sacrificed for campaign slogans? What Trump's visit really revealed wasn't about foreign policy or diplomatic relations. It was about the collapse of political trust at home. People no longer believe that their leaders tell the truth, that they have a plan, that they care. They're tired of the performative debates in Parliament, tired of leaders who smile for the cameras but disappear when it matters, tired of being told everything is under control when their streets, services, and salaries say otherwise. And so some cling to figures like Trump, not because they agree with him, but because he's different, because he's not part of the system they feel has failed them. That's dangerous, but it's also understandable. So where does this leave us? It leaves us staring at a crossroads. One path leads to deeper division, fear-driven politics, and cultural warfare. The other leads to truth-telling, clarity, and rebuilding public trust from the ground up. The choice isn't just for politicians. It's for all of us. Do we want to be led by fear or by facts? Do we want to punish the vulnerable or hold the powerful to account? Do we want to scapegoat migrants or demand integrity from those who govern? Because Trump may leave the headlines, but the question he leaves behind won't. Who do we trust to lead us, and why? What do you think? Has Trump's visit exposed something real and raw in UK politics? Or is this just media amplification? Let us know in the comments. Like if this analysis helped clarify things. And share if you believe honest political debate still matters in this noisy world. We're not here to echo the headlines. We're here to break them down. This is the Reset 360. Until next time, break, analyze, inform,